Cheating husband asks his wife to leave their $1 million home, but she leaves something in the house that makes ex-husband to call her back and gift the house to her. Have you ever wanted to have revenge against an ex-lover friend? A woman named Edith did just that, and you won't believe what she did. Here's the tale of Jake, Edith and a pretty foul smell. This tale of revenge has burned up the internet, and you have to see why. Jake and Edith were happily married for more than 30 years. Everything seemed great and the two lived in marital bliss in their multi-million-dollar home. That is, until the secretary.
Before we begin, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
It was a story that's all too common. Jake cheated with his secretary. He soon decided to leave Edith, and both of them were unprepared for what would come next. Edith would soon be left for a younger woman, and Jake, well, he's going to have a surprise. Jake made his choice and left Edith. And to make matters worse, they asked her to leave the home where she had spent most of her life with Jake. But she had the perfect reaction. After losing the legal battle to remain in the home, Edith decided to take matters into her own hands. She was given just 3 days to move out, and she was going to hatch her plan. Edith went to work packing her bags and boxes. The second day for Edith was spent moving her things out of the house. She had big plans in store for her cheating husband and his new lover. But first, she needed to make sure she had nothing in the house that she didn't want to leave behind. At last she came to her final night. She was going to make her last night one to remember. Edith pulled out all the stops and made herself a fine meal of caviar, shrimp, and a bottle of fine wine. Then, her meal finished, she tidied up and left. Jake and his secretary settled into the mansion, and things seemed fine at first. But then something seemed a little off, or certainly smelled off. A horrible smell was permeating the home, and they couldn't find the source. Jake brought in professional cleaners and tried to find the source of the smell. They checked the vents, the carpets, and all of the cabinets to no avail. The house still reeked. The smell continued despite their best efforts, even after replacing the carpet. In between all of the frantic cleaning, the couple had to relocate, and the new girlfriend certainly wasn't happy with that. Finally, enough was enough. Jake decided the house needed to go and made plans to sell. He put it on the market, but the smell soon drove away all of his potential buyers. And still there was no clue as to the smell's origin. Realtors wouldn't even take his calls eventually, and Jake was at his wit's end. How could he get rid of the home with such an awful smell? He eventually decided to just buy a new home. Then Edith called. Edith called for a friendly chat with Jake. She inquired about the status of the relationship and asked how things were going. He didn't waste time in telling her the house was in desperate need. Edith mentioned how much she missed the home and said that if she received the home, she would be willing to their divorce agreement altered. Jake jumped at the chance to get rid of the stinky home and save some money. Edith took the rather low offer Jake asked for the home. She knew exactly why the house stunk and what to do about it, but Jake didn't. What was stinking up the home? Edith had never disposed of her shrimp and caviar she had on her last night. Instead, she had shoved it into the curtain rods. There it sat and rotted in the sun, causing the smell to be overwhelming. Jake was eager to move out and made arrangements immediately to get his stuff out. Everything in the house was packed up and shipped off to he and his lover's home, even the curtain rods. As for Edith, she was left with a fresh house after the curtain rods were removed and sat back to enjoy herself. And that is what we call revenge.